That's so funny. You know, out of all the Zoom podcasts I've done, the only guest that has actually signed up for Zoom and added me as a friend is Metal Complex. I've done like 80 episodes.
Dude, I just talked to him the other day. I feel like such a wimp because I was sitting there like, hey, what's up, man? I'm all like bundled up in my they got the Artisan shirt, the Artisan jacket. I'm like, man, it's so cold out here. I'm freaking dying. And my like if you could see the studio, this is like the most jank ass studio. I literally have a sun lamp, another sun lamp, and this other lamp right here. These two are literally taped onto sticks on a plastic table, and this is my garage door with a white sheet. I'm freaking cold, man. It's California. We got no insulation here.
Wait, it's California? What the?
Ray, I'm a wimp.
How cold is it? How cold? What do you?
It's like 56. I'm just like about hypothermia status. 56.
It's like 20 degrees out here. It said feels like 18 degrees today.
It's such a freaking whip because I'm talking with the Metal Complex. Like, man, I'm like freezing. He's just sitting there like, yeah, I know it's fine. I'm like, I'm okay, but it's like a blizzard outside. I'm like, well,
that's
I'm
so
just
funny.
a wimp.
Holy shit, I didn't even introduce you. By the way, welcome everybody to the podcast.
Oh shit, we're rolling?
Having fun already. This is my homie, Russell from Artisan Cutlery. You guys already know him. He's been on here a few times. We're going to talk about knives. So if you're into the show and you want to hear about knives, this is the episode for you. Cheers to you, my friend.
Cheers. I didn't know we were rolling. Crap. Otherwise, I would have cut down the swearing.
Dude, it was all funny. Don't worry about it. I mean, if you want me to cut it out, I will. You know what I mean? If you want me to chop it, you got to remind me when I edit it. But yeah, so I know that you wanted to show off some new stuff. But what's been going on with you, man? I saw that you did Big Red's like channel chat.
Yeah.
Are you kind of doing a podcast like run right now?
Honestly, man, like the whole thing is 2021's weird. This is SHOT Show time. Like this is when all the new stuff will be coming out. And we're all kind of figuring out how the heck to do this because normally any of us smaller companies, we'd be sitting there at SHOT Show, reviewer comes by, we're like, all right, cool. Let's clear space, make some room, put down the new stuff, get in position, push the coffee cup away, and be like, all right, here we go. You got like 20 minutes of my time for me to talk about the products. And that's what I do all day while I'm at SHOT Show. Talk about products, sell the products, make the stuff happen. Cool. But there's no SHOT Show. And there was no Blade Show.
Yeah.
So if we don't...
Well, there's a SHOT Show I heard right now. People are getting the vaccine. I'm just playing.
Yeah. Oh, man. There's a place Vegas is not the place I want to be, vaccine or otherwise right now. It's like, nope. But you know what? It's a little different because now that we're doing it like this and we're trying to get some more product stuff online, because we could always just post on the Instagram, make some YouTube videos, do all this stuff. It's not the same as talking with people that review knives, or even the people, even like our dealers and distributors. So I just did one with Knife Center that should be going up soon.
Nice.
And that should be going up at some point. David's always great to talk with. It's awesome. I got something hopefully worked out with Blade HQ sometime soon. They're just kind of like getting all their stuff lined up so they can do the videos. Awesome. And I just mentioned I talked with Metal Complex. Yep. I did the thing with
you did a show. You did his show too, which is what, the Knife Guy or something. I told him. Like that, I told him because what happened was I think he was going to do something with ZT, and it was like the next day. Yeah. And he was still working out the kinks. He didn't want to pay for Zoom, and I was like, bro, just pay for it, and then you'll be able to record as long as you want.
Yep.
You were able to record on your phone, and then like I tested it with him, and then I saw the next day he posted that. But I was telling him, I said, dude, you are perfect for doing long form video content because you're just like a natural at it, and like that is where the knife YouTube game is gonna go. Like I'm telling you, and look what's happening. There are podcasts popping up everywhere. You know what I mean? I think it's a good thing that you're being proactive and kind of like doing a podcast run. It's kind of like when a comedian has a special coming out on Netflix, he'll be on Joe Rogan's, he'll be on The Fighter and the Kid, he'll be on Your Mom's House, all the big podcasts. And I feel like if the infrastructure is there and it's starting to happen, there are like podcasts everywhere now, it would be wise for a knife company to show their line, especially in a time like this.
No, this is the most effective way to do this because at least I think the best way I can talk to people that are probably going to buy our stuff is to talk to the people that probably care about our stuff.
Yeah.
Which is knife enthusiasts, the collectors, the guys that watch these things, the guys that want to take time to get to know the industry and what's going on. So why the heck wouldn't I go to people like you, to Metal Complex? Yeah. And why wouldn't I talk to you guys? This is the best way I can showcase my stuff. I don't need to go like, I could always, slap my mask on, fly out to Utah, go to Blade HQ, be like, hey guys, here's new products. Let's talk about it. They'll be like, thanks. Cool. Bye. Like, all right, great. No problem. I mean, again, love working with Blade HQ. They're fantastic people. But I have this whole wide infrastructure of people that I know, that I talk to, and that I know like our stuff, or at least want to talk about our stuff, that I can be like, hey, what's up? Hey, because I just sent you a message saying, hey, what's up, man? Want to talk? Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. Yep. I loved a lot of the stuff that you sent me. Still making content for it. It's still coming out.
I saw.
A lot of things, and I'm still gonna make videos for it too. So the way that I've been doing my stuff lately, I've been getting a lot of stuff sent in to me. But of course, time is like less. I have to kind of like remold my schedule and stuff. And like what I've been doing is just posting more TikToks, more smaller videos, more reels, and like whatever is sent to me is pretty much like gonna be in this crazy rotation where you're gonna get just like an avalanche of content. So I really appreciate you sending me this stuff, man. I really loved everything. I actually think my favorite one was the Arroyo.
Dude, that thing is, I actually have one right here. I love this thing. This is such a great knife. Yeah, Dirk worked out the kinks on this thing so well. Also, did you check out the tie clips you got on our website?
I did not. Wow, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. That's a nice addition to it.
It makes it a lot cleaner. It takes away like any hot spot in the hand because it's actually a contoured clip. So see, it's kind of got a little bit of, it's hard to see on the camera, but it's got a little bit of rounding
to it. Yep.
But it's super soft and it really has like this, there's no more hot spot. It's just gone.
Yeah. I don't know what it is, man. The ergonomics on this thing, how slim it is, like when you actually hold it, how it feels. And just the upswept like blade and everything. It's just, everything just fit together really well. It's one of those knives where everything kind of just fit together really well. It does.
Yeah, we're actually trying to aim for more stuff like this in 2021. And I think this kind of was really telling because this is one of those knives that, we had a lot of knives in the CGRB line. Like, again, okay. The Rhea. Yeah, I have this. Oh, yeah.
Slicey Dicey gave you one.
So you got the carbon fiber one.
Yeah.
The smooth carbon fiber. But no, like the cool thing about this one, and the thing that was very apparent to us with knives like the Feldspar and the Rhea, and actually a lot of the other CGRB knives, is that they punch above their weight. Yeah, it's one of those knives that we're able to take and we're able to add these little details. So the contouring of the micarta, the little bit of polished shadow boxing, the nice clean contours, the really, really snappy good action, all these things that you expect out of a much higher end knife. It's not like we have to go in there and, we just have to design it well. As long as we design the internals well and just design the externals nicely, we don't end up having to expend a lot of additional costs to make the knife good. As long as we tool it right on the inside, it just works out well. Then once we have that squared away, we can ensure that the outsides feel extra nice. So like, I have one here that has, actually funny enough, I don't have a Feldspar on the table. Oh wait, no, here I got one. The Gobi, which is really hard to see.
I love the Gobi.
Yeah, but the fact it's got the inset liners, everything's nice and contoured. It's got that pivot collar and the extra bit of coloring on the backspacer. Those are details. Yeah, and as long as we're producing these in a large enough batch, in a large enough amount, we can ensure those don't kill our costs in these knives. So we're able to put out really good stuff, and we're able to kind of tweak the design so we can fit in a little bit of extra flair in there. And what came out to the Arroyo is kind of the end product of that. It's the Arroyo has a slightly higher price tag.
What is it at right now? Like 60 or something?
65-ish. 65 is street price, give or take. But even I think with the micarta, I think it's around there with the micarta. But the nice thing about this is all the details on this thing. So this nice groove in the center, the CNC milling on the micarta, this really super trim blade, the kind of the specialized jimping, that kind of that funky jimping. I was about to say, I love that. That's Dirk's thing. Dirk loves doing that on his knives. Love it, man. Same with this internal jimping. Someone last year called it imping. And I'm like, okay, cool, I'll take it. But there's just a lot of extra work that went into this design to make it this nice feeling knife. But at the end of the day, it's just a well done knife, steel liners, RPM 9 blade. Yeah, right. And the cost isn't super crazy. It just means that we have something that's well tooled and well designed and well optimized to feel like a much nicer knife. And if this one came out from any other, I can't say any other, but there are some other companies I may kind of just throw a dart at and say, hey, if they made this knife, $175.
Yeah.
And a lot of people wouldn't even bat a damn eye.
Yeah. I love, like, you guys have like some crazy hitters from the most recent years, like the Centros, the Feldspar, the Gobi, dude.
Wait. Did you just check our Instagram right now?
I haven't.
Oh,
what's
dude.
up?
So if you're not recording on your phone, are you recording on your phone?
No, I'm recording on. I can check it right now.
All right, check the CGRB Instagram right now. Something just popped up. I think might make you do a little something.
Right. Cool. I'm gonna check it right now.
On there.
CGRB. All right, the first post. This is another. Oh, Dylan Mallory. Nice. No. Special
read
mini
that
Centros?
Though. Yeah, this is the
me right here. I see a tie. Is that a tie clip right there?
It is tie pivot collar, tie clip, PVD blade.
Oh man, I have
double
to
lack micarta scales. So this is the thing.
To get one of these, dude.
This is the Dylan Mallory
and the
Dream
RPM
model.
9 blade too.
Yeah, nice. This is going to be a bit of a funky design. We're working on how to make this one happen because this is essentially Dylan's dream design.
Yeah,
this is everything.
I love the color around the pivot too. Really love that. This is nice one, man.
It's so slick. So we're working on that one. That's kind of one of the upcoming projects we're working on because we wanted that to be like Dylan's signature knife.
Yeah.
And I've been pushing to see if we can have a smaller Centros made. Again, a lot of people are asking for it. The small Feldspars already got a lot of good reception. And we're just like, hey, a ton of people love the Centros. A ton of people were just like, where's a small version? And we just never did it because that initial run of CGRB was kind of, our experimental run, the first 5 knives. And those all took off. But after the Centros the Centros has been the one to kind of stick around. The Centros and the Crag actually were the ones that pretty much stuck around the most.
Interesting.
And man, I am so happy to finally see this. But that literally just went up like a few hours ago. So you're in a good spot for that one.
I just liked it right now. That is freaking cool, dude.
It's so cool.
Do you know,
so cool.
Is that actually going to happen? Like, do you have a ballpark on what that's going to cost? Maybe
that one's going to be that literally is a we'll find out situation. And if enough people like it, enough people comment, enough people say I need that knife, it's going to happen.
So everybody comment on that right now. CJRB_knives. It is the Dylan Mallory Special Mini Centros. It's beautiful. I love it. Everybody loves the Centros. It's the mini Centros.
So cool.
Really
so
good
cool.
for guys like me, who lives in New York City. He has to hide, have to be ashamed of the hobby. Like more than most knife people, I have to be really ashamed so I don't get arrested.
I know, right? You guys got some crazy laws out there. I mean, again, coming from California, because we have like the worst knife laws because they are absolutely just like, cool, my Cold Steel Espada XL is legal, but my Microtech 2-inch, what are the UTS or whatever.
Wait, it's not legal? I thought that was Cali legal.
Cali legal,
the 2-inch one.
Depends on where you are, because you can still have problems, and then you cross state lines. It's a felony. It's like, are you kidding me? Really?
That's crazy. Yeah,
California, gotta love it.
Anyway. I heard that I do not have OTS. That's what I heard. What do you got to show us today, man?
Okay, man. All right, so I have some fun stuff. So let's see. Nice. Where would you like to start today? Because I have one new CGRB.
Yeah.
I have 2 Artisan fixed blades and 3 Artisan folders. Where do you want to start?
Let's do CJRB first, the new one.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So this is one that I've had a lot of people just kind of losing their mind over. So this is a departure from what we did last year.
All right.
The Mylea, the Rhea, the Feldspar, all excellent knives.
Right here.
Love it. Yep. This is, I'm just going to say, this knife is an unabashedly big knife. I want you to just keep holding on to that guy.
Okay.
This is the Tigress.
Oh, shit, dude. That thing is massive.
I am calling this an unabashedly overbuilt, over the top, loud knife. Check this out. Let's switch the angles there. Huh? Yeah, so this is a double layered G10
color combination.
Yeah,
too. I like it.
We have this one in a kind of that blue gray and with red, with a red heart, or blue gray with red and black and blade.
Yep.
Green with the same black texture G10 here, but it's OD green scales, all black hardware, black blade, and then this white and black with the red. It's very loud. Cool. It's big. It is like, this is dude. I have small hands, but it's pretty big.
That's mad. Is it like as big as the Osprey?
Dimension wise, it's actually closer to the blade shape of the. It's kind of like you take the Artisan Mastiff and the Artisan Rampart, and they just kind of got smashed together, and someone just like injected it with steroids. It's crazy. Cool.
Yeah.
But check this out. So here's some cool stuff about this one.
Yep.
Totally new pocket clip. This is a because normally on the CCRBs we have that standard deep carry pocket clip. This is also deep carry.
Yep.
But this is a extra large, extra robust version.
Yep.
We have all this, nice black hardware on here, but check out the pivot. We actually have an indented pivot on this guy, which is really cool. I guess you can kind of see that shine. So it's a nice little, just has a nice little feel to it.
Yeah.
And as I mentioned before, the texturing on that G10, let's see if I can get the camera to pick that up. Yeah, see how it's got that separate texturing right there?
Yeah, very cool. That's nice. That's a lot of features for a CGRB.
And check out that lanyard. So there's actually a little cutout there. So you can actually have your paracord sticking straight up out of there. Some people I'm sure are going to hate that, but I'm saying that's a cool
I think
feature.
That's cool. I like it better when it goes out through the back rather than like through the scale.
Yeah.
Like on the side. I don't like that much. I like it going through the back better. Or through a back.
It's a lot nicer. Yeah, I slapped a big old lanyard on here with a fat bead, and it's like, you know what? It actually works really nice because it hangs a certain direction. As long as you pull on the lanyard, it's not going to like snag and pull in. It doesn't really increase the width in the pocket. So it's like, this is actually really nice.
Yeah.
And of course, the handle on this thing is super secure. Let's see if I can even, there we go. It's a really robust handle.
The deep carry clip, right? Recessed screws.
This one does not have recessed screws. We're probably going to put we're probably going to do another option on this side for
so it can be reversible.
Yeah.
But this is cut out in the G10 for the pocket.
Not in this one. Not in this one.
All right.
Just because there's so much else going on.
Yeah, I'm asking for too much here.
It's double layered, so it's like all right. But but we do have the recessed screws at least. So it's not cut out, but recessed screws. There we go.
Yeah. No, recessed screws is. I'm good with that.
We wish we could sing it, but we actually ran into this issue with the Arroyo. So here's the thing. I'm going to put that down and bring the Arroyo back.
So with the Arroyo, let me know, because on the Arroyo you did recessed screws and cut out into the G10.
This is proof that we can never win. Because everyone was like, oh, yeah, it's great. Oh, recessed screws, recessed clip. It's great. And then everyone's like, okay, oh, wow, this is uncomfortable. This spot here is really uncomfortable. Oh, it hurts my hand. I'm like, don't make up your mind.
About? You know what's crazy is with the Arroyo, I actually loved what you guys did with the clip. It's way deeper than most budget knives. And you have a cutout into the G10, and you have recessed screws. It's like everything I want in a pocket clip, basically.
Extra details, man. Extra details. And on top of that, I'm looking at some point, maybe we can see about making like a little insert for this. Like, I was just saying, like, someone just take a freaking penny, hammer it out, take a saw to it, hit it with some sandpaper, drill a hole, boom, done. But then we have to, if we're going to do that in factory, we got to find a way to essentially hand make those parts. It's like, all right, we'll see. Yeah. But you know what? Gotta say, a little piece of brass or copper right there would be really slick looking.
Yes, definitely, 100%. Yeah.
Oh, someday.
Yeah.
All right, so that is the Tigress
blades.
All right, okay. So both these are Dylan Mallory designs.
Oh shit!
So let's start with this guy. This is the Silex.
Cool.
This is an interesting one.
Very interesting. It's almost kitchen-y, almost.
It is.
Yeah.
So my take on this guy and Dylan's take on this one is this is designed to be a utility knife. This is a general purpose utility knife, but it kind of stretches. It actually kind of stretches the idea of utility knife that, this is a utility knife should be able to tackle everything and do it passably well.
Yeah.
This kind of just took it in a different direction and kind of stretched those parameters more on the side of a kitchen tool.
It looks like a really, really nice. Like, I want to have it in my kitchen.
Yeah, it's a slick paring knife. Like it's just a roided up paring knife. It's a good utility knife, but also with the profile of this in the sheath, this is relatively thin. If you want to chuck this in a backpack, this is easy.
That's nice.
And if you want to have a single knife for like, maybe you're doing like car camping, maybe you're not doing like a full like week long trip camping. Maybe you just want something that'll do everything in a camp kitchen relatively well. And you don't need to go full on hardcore with like a roll of knives or whip out like your Essie Hunglass to do all your work. Because, of course, you got to break that entire deer leg with a single knife. But, this is a great idea. And in fact, I took this thing into the kitchen for a whole week. This thing's awesome. It's super nice. We might be making a few little modifications, probably kind of making this section a little bit larger, popping up the heel of the blade a little bit.
That's going to definitely accentuate the kitcheniness of it.
Yeah.
But I like it. I like it, man. Yeah.
It's awesome. But I think the nice thing about this one as a general purpose utility is also just as good. You want to break down boxes. You want to do like, long, if you're doing a lot of cutting, you need a fixed blade that is lower profile, but a longer knife. This is great. It's not super heavy. It's fair. I can't say it's light, but it really is balanced towards the back, which I prefer.
Yeah.
It feels very fluid in hand, and it's something that you can pinch like this. You can hold like this. Or you can do a full-on fist grip like this, and it's all very comfortable. I also really like the fact there's a bit of extra handle here. Now, again, I have relatively small hands. I'm a solid men's medium.
Dude, I wear extra small gloves sometimes.
Dude, because it's like it's got to fit. You don't want the extra bulk. I mean, it's like, all right, yeah. But in this case, plenty of handle space, plenty of extra handle, and it balances out really nicely. But two, if you want to spread out on here, if you got bigger hands, look at all that space in here. I got that much extra space with my small hands. I can do a full spread grip on this thing, long cuts, long slices. It works well. It works for a lot of things. And it's also kind of for me, when I started looking at this thing, it was a bit of a mystery. It's like, well, what is this for? Like, what does this knife do best? The answer to that is anything you want it to. It just really does the work well. It's not going to be a outdoor, like, this is not a bushwhacker. This is not a go out and like split a tree. This is not a like hardcore bushcrafter knife.
Yeah, like batoning or something.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't want AKB to just start cutting on logs with it. But I do get a sense of like the general usefulness. At least for me, like I would leave that like at my kitchen counter, like when I'm cooking. I just feel like that would look dope. Cause like I'm tired, like all our kitchen knives are like absolute dog shit. And like I'm a knife collector. So you know what I mean? I want one thing that can do a lot of stuff. You know what I mean?
That bridge is hard, man. That bridging over from like knife folders and like what we're used to in the EDC world to kitchen knives is hard because we're always gonna sit there looking like, man, which ones have M390? Oh yeah, none of them. Oh yeah, can I get some like some S35? Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, hey, like I'm cutting like a breaded like pork chop from like a Chinese takeout, and then I'm like using some like serrated steak knife. I'm like, man, this sucks, dude.
It's like, what am I doing?
But then I don't want to get my knives dirty either, so it's like, because I put like hot sauce and all this stuff. So I'm like, but I'm looking for something. What are those two gonna run? Like the Tigress, do you have a price on that yet? Or
I don't yet. Actually, do not have a price on this one yet. We're still kind of working out the final details. The Tigress is probably going to be within the CGRB range, so hopefully it's still going to be under 60.
Nice.
Nice. Even with any other upgrades.
What's the other one called? The
Silex.
The Silex. Okay.
I really
named
don't
after
know
a dinosaur, I assume.
Actually, no. This is actually named after. This is the Latin for willow tree because of the willow-shaped blade.
Ah.
Yeah. Nice. We tried for the dinosaurs. We sat there and like brainstormed. We're like,
and he didn't want it. He couldn't get it.
Yeah, we're like, yes. We'll just like harken back to the bio and be like, yeah, find a tree.
It was from the dinosaur era, man.
Try. I mean, you're not wrong, but we won't go there. Anyway, so let's go on to number 2.
Yeah, what's number 2?
This is usually the clincher for videos. This one is wild.
Okay.
This is all right. So let's take a look at that handle there.
Oh shit, cool.
This is the Hystrix.
Hystrix. Is that a dinosaur?
Well, you're close. It's a porcupine.
Okay. Hey, it's still alive back then, right?
Yeah. Well, sure.
The giant porcupine. I mean,
it's actually the old world, the Latin for the old world porcupines. But I think you can kind of get a general idea of where that name came from. This thing is it's a spike.
That looks like a steel quill from a porcupine.
It does. This thing is crazy. In fact,
self-defense knife or.
Well, I would say there's definitely some very tactical elements here.
Right, correct. Yeah.
But if you look at the blade shape, what's that look like?
Oh, that's freaking. I can tell right away that this is one of Dylan's knives.
Oh yeah.
Like, when I look at the blade.
It's got a really similar profile to the Centros. It's just a lot more thin, a lot more pointy with this chamfer up here. So it's kind of like a fixed Centros in a way, but also very different because of the ring and the setup. But it's really. I was talking to some people about this, and they're like, I was thinking tactical. Dylan's thinking tactical, somewhere between. I'm saying, all right, very tactical, but it's also like a roided out bird and trout knife. And to be fair, if you're doing game prep and you need a fine tip, that is a super fine tip for work, and you get plenty of belly for slicing. So it's kind of one of those that has a lot of cool factor to it, but it also has plenty of utility. But I will say, the cool factor on this thing is nuts. I mean, come on. Come on, man.
Definitely, yeah.
Got this little knocker, right? The door knocker. I call it the COVID safe point, so you can press things on a touchpad.
Oh man.
This thing, it's so fun though. This kind of
that looks so cool.
There is an element of joy to this knife.
Yeah, I mean, you look at it, and then as soon as you whip it out, right, you see that I could tell it's one of Dylan's, like
Yeah.
right away. I'm like,
It's so neat.
oh, that's yeah.
It's
Very
so cool. And just the way it sits in hand, it's got this nice feel, especially if you're using your pinky here. I like having this in the ring here. We're probably going to make the ring a tad larger for the final version just to accommodate larger hands. But this grip right here, because the handles are so thin, and we kind of shadow box it a little bit, kind of like we did with the sea snake.
Yeah.
There we go.
I have a sea snake right here.
Uh-huh.
Another amazing fixed blade.
Such a good knife. Such a good little knife.
Yep.
But we've done that. So it actually is very small and like very, very fluid in the hand. And I love the way this thing moves. Like it's just like, all right, cut, little cuts.
Yeah.
And as a tactical tool, okay, sure. Because again, with this shape, this is on your hip, carry vertically, put your hand down, pull straight up. There it is in your hand, ready to go. Ice pick. And good ice pick grip. In fact, with this shape, your thumb goes right here, and this is you're here if you want to cut, sure. If you want to thrust, sure. But it does more than that. I mean, if it was just a straight ice pick, awesome. But just the profile of this and this whole section right here is a excellent user. It works great. It's got plenty of blade width. It's got a nice shape to it. And if anyone has come to enjoy the use of the Centros,
they're gonna like that for sure.
Yeah, it does everything the Centros does. Just it's got a lot of cool factor going on.
And it's a fixed blade.
Yeah. So much fun. So yeah, this is the Hystrix.
The Silex, right? The other
Silex is the first one. Yep. Silex and Hystrix.
And then the Tigress.
Yes.
Nice. Awesome.
Going trying for natural-ish names, but you know, it's like, all right, names are hard these days. Seriously, names are so hard.
Awesome knives so far. What do you the two fixed blades were from Artisan.
Yep.
The Tigress is from
CGRB. Yep.
Okay, cool. What else do you got? You said you have folders, right?
I got 3 more Artisan folders, one of which I didn't even expect to have. So let's start with the in-house designed one, shall we?
Cool. All
right, so we've been realizing a lot, again, with the sea snake, actually, a lot of people really are liking that true Wharncliffe shape. So this kind of just this straight Wharncliffe, this nice, neat, clean. Yeah, it's a great shape. It's really practical. And I think there's a bit of a move in the market away from that, like, you know, angular Wharncliffe with that straight, like that cut angle blade. I mean, there's nothing wrong with them. I like those.
Yep.
I'm a fan of those. But a true Wharncliffe does a lot more things that those don't if you're trying to find detail work. And honestly, if you're not getting a knife that you're thinking of as a tactical knife, that angle Wharncliffe isn't actually that useful. And if you want more tip strength and more cutting power, the true Wharncliffe is actually a little better. And again, I'm sure there are plenty of people out there that can refute that. However, in my experience, I like true Wharncliffe. So for this year, we have this guy. This is the Cazador.
The Cazador. Wow, that looks awesome, bro.
Let's see if I can catch some light. This thing has so much shine on that giant
blue
pivot.
On there. Is that micarta?
Yeah, this one is actually the burlap micarta. I don't know if we're gonna do it in this one, but I happened to get this one sent back from a major knife retailer. I'm like, hey, I like this one more than the natural G10, but I love that.
Nice, dude.
And that's got a blue titanium pivot collar, and we actually did a customized clip on this one. Let's see if I can get that on good light. So check that out. It's actually got a bit of a curve to it. It's got that cutout, and it's got more of a paddle shape that matches up with the sides of this guy.
What's in the middle of the clip there? Is that like an insert?
Oh, just a cutout.
It's a cutout. I thought.
Yeah, sorry. I got a light coming from straight above, so it kind of hides those shadows. Yeah. But yeah, check this out. It is a very slim knife, very slim, very clean in the hand with that teardrop shape. It really is a very just straight teardrop shape. Has enough choil to kind of get a finger in there. You're not doing a full finger grip.
Yeah.
But you can get a pointer in there really well if you're kind of doing a angled cut like this. But this is a really nice knife, and honestly, it's very kind of. It's very sleek in a way. It's got those nice kind of rounded angles to it.
It's got gentleman's folder vibes for sure.
Yeah, and that big pivot is just kind of a...
like it. Love it.
Yeah, ooh, that was a bad flip right there. So I got for doing my offhand. But this has got such nice... It really does have nice action. It's a very light flip on this one. We're probably going to see about dialing that in a bit more. But the action is just really satisfying because take a look at the flipper on this guy. It's kind of a short flipper. It's a little short. It's kind of that straight up, that vertical arrow.
Reminds me a little bit of the Hyperion, but like I think that is even shorter maybe.
Yeah. But the nice thing is this one gives a great light switch. Wow. So if you really want to pop it that way, it's great. And then you can always, push button things are really nice, but it's very satisfying. And there's something about this knife that is genuinely satisfying to hold. In fact, I find myself holding it a lot more like this, literally holding on to the pivot and cutting like this, because this way I feel like there's just a nice bit of control because there's plenty of space here where your fingers rest up here, you grip here, or you can come up in here, cut like this. It has a nice movement in the hand that I like.
Yeah. Is it a little bit the handle to blade ratio? Is it leaning more towards the handle on that one?
A little
not
bit.
not knocking on it, by the way. I think it's a
Oh
nice
yeah, no.
aesthetic touch.
But the way it's shaped, because it's got that true worn clip, we got to hide the tip down there, so you're not getting a huge loss, but a little tiny bit. But that
I like
shape,
that. I like that when people do that, because I've noticed a lot of knives that I've tried recently that were like almost $300.
Yep.
Dude, like, how do you not think of that first? You know what I mean?
I mean, it's like, this is what's sticking up out of your pocket. And if you notice here, we actually made the backspacer curve around the tip there. So even if you were to like dig a very, let's say a very squishy finger in there, yeah, you're good.
I like that. I like that you guys thought of that.
Yeah. And of course, we have our backspacer insert right there. So we have a little lanyard loop on the inside of the
I
backspacer,
also like
which
that,
has been a nice touch.
Not disturbing the scale.
Yep. It's kind of one of those things.
I like that.
It's a nice thing to have. I will say it's nice because you really do have it doesn't mess with any of the looks. You have the option for a lanyard. I wish we could move it farther back, but then we're really cutting into like some very trim material in the back here. So we moved it as far back as we could. And oh man, those lights, those lights.
I'm fine with that. I'd rather have that than just like a hole out of nowhere in the scale. I don't know. I feel like I'm done with that look. You know what I mean?
The whole out of nowhere thing, it makes sense on some knives. Like here, I actually got one that I think it makes a lot of sense on. So I have the new version of the Krag.
Okay.
So carbon fiber PVD. This is available on our Amazon site, and this guy has the full on like the hole right here.
Yes.
And you know what? I don't hate it on this one. I think it makes sense because in this one you really need to maximize how much blade goes. You know how much blade you have in here, and this means you can just take whatever material you have and just make a lanyard.
Yeah.
You don't have to go in there. You don't need your pliers. You don't need to like do a thing. And maybe, I don't know, maybe you're in the field, maybe you're on a job site and you're just like, hey, I got to put something big on my knife. Who is it? I had a friend of mine, genius dude, works out in the ocean, and he has a few knives he takes out with him. He tends to blow through them pretty quick because, you know, out on this side of the country, you go in the water, it ain't nice. It's freezing cold. Everything gets chucked around the rocks, and you swim too far out, you're probably going to get taken under by a riptide. It's not. These beaches ain't nice. So what he does is he puts a big ass float on his knife. I'm like, why do you do that? It's like, because I need it about 3 feet under the water. So, you know, whatever he's doing out there. He does marine biology stuff, but it's like, okay, cool. So how's that work? As long as I close the knife, it's okay. If I don't, I'm in trouble. It's like, all right, man. Sounds dangerous to me, but he has to keep like putting these things on there. So he can't just have a lanyard hanging off his knife. He's got to put it on there in the freezing cold with gloves. So he just has like a bunch of lengths of paracord, just tie it off, knot it up, stick it on there, throw it out there, swim with the knife, take it off, and done.
Quick and easy.
It's something you can do in the field instead of having to install it. But if you want the clean shape, yes, that little bit in the backspacer makes it so much nicer. Ooh,
I like it. I like the what was the last one called? I forgot.
The Cazador.
The Cazador. Okay, there you go.
I may have had a tiny bit of Fallout inspiration from that one, but it is meant to be reminiscent
Fallout,
of
like the game.
Yeah.
Like what? I didn't play the latest one, so.
Oh no, it's from New. All right, so
New Vegas.
Yeah, the good one, but the whole thing with this guy is there was kind of this wasp shape going on here. This very clean, stingery shape. It is a stinger. Like, look at that. Look, it's shaped like an animal's, you know, claw, an animal's stinger, some kind of spike. It's very organic. And I thought, okay, tarantula wasp, because big old stinger on a big old animal. And it's just like, okay. Tarantula wasps really don't have cool names. Like, I was looking to the Latin and it's like, what? And I was thinking, okay, every time I look up tarantula wasp and look for alternate things, I always get this little like blurb on the side from Fallout New Vegas. And I'm just like, I remember these things. They were terrifying. They were one of the worst enemies in the game, but they were these really cool looking black and orange giant wasps called cazadors. At the same time, I'm looking this up and like, all right, you know what? Actually,
I'm into it.
Yeah, sometimes in various parts of the U.S., the tarantula wasps are referred to as cazadors. And cazador just means hunter because these wasps hunt big old spiders. Yeah. They come down, just sting the things and eat them.
Scary.
So the cazador.
Nice.
Big old stinger.
Nice. Okay, I get it. I'm into it. I like it.
All right. Cool. All right. So that is the in-house design we have. Now we have one new. What was that?
Collaborations?
Yes. All right. Nice. So let's go with the one that I have been so excited for, like from all last year.
Okay.
Oh, I think this is probably one of my favorite artisan knives, period.
Okay, nice.
Here we go.
What's that?
This is the Cerberus Knives Designed Arian.
Oh.
And
nice.
we had pictures of this up last year. We actually made this, I think we made the protos the middle of last year.
Yeah.
And we had actually, you know what? I do have my proto on me. Despite wearing say something. I'm wearing sweatpants right now, and this thing still carries really nice.
Wow, dude.
So this is the OD Green micarta one with RPM 9. So in our conversations with Chris Ortiz over at Cerberus Knife Works, awesome dude, amazing scale maker. The guy makes some of the coolest scales.
Yeah.
So we finally got this one out, and it took us a little time because we wanted to really dial this one in because this design is very simple. It's super clean, and look how thin this is.
Nice.
I love
that.
Those lights don't make it look any thinner, but it is a nice trim blade, and it's also a very light handle. I believe this one comes in at exactly 3.5 ounces.
Nice.
So for something that has an almost, I think it's a 3.75 inch blade, that's pretty good. That's pretty good for those ratios. And it's a full micarta scale on this side, no liners, to keep the weight down. And since we contoured the micarta, you actually get a fairly strong structure here. Let's give this guy a little squeeze. It's like, this is plenty strong.
Not a lot of bend there.
Yeah, and on top of that, we've done a little micro milling on the back there. Let's see if it's a little hard to get it in the light, but there's some very fine micro milling on the back there.
Texture, okay.
Yes, and then also that clip. So that kind of offsetter clip, I guess, it's kind of angled down, really maximizes how much you could fit in the pocket. On top of that, we actually blind screwed. Oh boy, let's get that in close. We blind screwed the clip into the scales and did a small cutout for it, so you barely have any knife sticking up out of the pocket. Oh geez, come on, camera. There we go.
That's nice. I can see
this. This thing is so slick. Like this is just such.
I've never tried one of his knives before. Like never.
Well, actually, this is his first knife. This is his first.
I thought Cerberus knives. He had other stuff. Am I wrong on this? Or
no? You may be thinking of Cerberus is not an uncommon name for some other knife companies. But you may be thinking of this. I'll get back to you on that one, but Chris has only made this knife in production. He's modified a lot of knives. In fact,
maybe that's how I heard of him. Maybe
possibly, but he's got some great stuff out there, and he is just one hell of a machinist. Like his design for this, he sent us this all like ready to go, all the files, all the 3D CAD, all the texturing, all the contouring, everything ready to go off the bat, and we're sitting there going, "That's pretty good, man."
Yeah, that's awesome.
The final version of this, check out that red mic card. Check out that double coral.
I like it.
Let's see, where can I get a good, better? The light here, man, it's so bright. It's the light's like right here.
And zoom doesn't represent like color all that well.
So this is this nice striped double coral micarta, and I don't think anyone else is using this right now. It is such a cool looking color, and going with that nice like matte tie. This is just so classy. But the thing gets me about this knife more than anything else. This thing cuts like a dream, just with that profile.
The stock is so thin, or
the stock's thin. The profile's good. It's really wide. I mean, again, medium hands. This is not a small knife.
What's the blade length on that?
That is about
3.
I think it's
5,
3 and 3/4, so 3.75, I believe, give or take on that one. So it's not small. This is not at all a small knife, but it feels in hand, and as you use it, just very light, very fluid, comfortable. We've actually, oh, that's right. One thing we did change on this guy, besides the micro milling, was he extended the jimping a little bit, because a lot of people were saying on the prototypes it just didn't have enough jimping, so he just kind of added a little bit more.
Nice.
A little more grip, roughed it up a little bit. This thing is just a processing beast. Cardboard is just done all day. And because it's a relatively large blade, you don't have to work very hard with this thing. It is a tool. It's a cutting tool. This is not a beat logs kind of knife. This isn't a hack things apart kind of knife, but it could be. It's big enough to do those kind of things. If you want to do really hardcore tasks, this works great.
What's the steel on that again?
This one is S35. We switched over from the RPM 9 on the prototypes to a straight up S35. Chris wanted something that was a bit more enduring. Yeah. And he kind of wanted something that had a bit more of that, kind of in the vein of the Sebenza, something like
like a premium factor kind of deal.
This is the tool that will last you forever. Nice. And you know what? This is kind of doing it. This right, dude. This has been in my pocket almost every day.
Sick.
This has been one of my favorite knives that we've done so far because it's just such a good user. Like I'm sitting there with my like I love my Centros. You probably see me with all my various like customized Centroses that I've messed with. I got the micarta one. I every time there's anything special regarding the Centros, I will buy it. Whatever company makes it, I'm like, I don't care if I have to ask. I'm not going to ask for it. I'm just going to buy it from that company. I don't care if I'm the rep. It's fine. I love them. This knife has, I can't say it's usurped it, but it certainly is one of the ones I carry the most because it really is so easy to carry. It's so comfortable. And then the big thing on this guy is just the fidget factor on this guy is so great. It's got such a good action.
Yeah, that looks good. It looks real good.
So good. It's so nice. So I'm gonna
a lot of envy over here. I'm just like, like all this sick shit.
So much fun stuff. So much fun stuff. But you know what? I'll see if I can get one passed around to you, man. I'll put up the Apex.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
Put it up.
Yeah, for sure.
So that before I keep gushing about this thing, because I can go on about this thing all day. I adore this knife. But that is the Arian designed by Cerberus Knives.
The Arian designed by Cerberus Knives.
Yep, and that is the premium one for this quarter of 2020 or 2021.
Nice.
So the next one is something that no one else has actually seen yet, except for whoever's going to watch the Knife Center video, because this one came to me from Knife Center. Yeah, this is gonna be a bit of a trip. I didn't see this one until yesterday, actually.
Wow.
We only made one. This is the early proto. There's going to be some changes made. This was really kind of a put together version of this knife, but when its final iteration, it's going to be really slick. So you probably already seen this one, but it's got a little change to it. Look familiar?
Ooh. Oh, is that a Ray Laconico?
It is.
Very nice.
This is what everyone has been screaming at us about.
Yeah.
G10.
Yep.
Liner lock Centauri.
Oh, sick.
So it's going to be a slightly more budget-friendly version of the Centauri. We're debating if we want to go RPM 9 or go S35. The original idea was we were going to do S35, G10 scales, big old copper pivot collar, and we're going with a stonewashed titanium clip, the same as on the original Centauri.
Yeah.
And this thing
Dude, that was just such a knockout knife, man. I love that knife.
So good. It landed at the wrong time. It landed at the beginning of 2020 where everything kind of went sideways.
Crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. So not a lot of our distributors bought it until like months down the road. Not a lot of our dealers picked it up until almost like 3 or 4 months later. Yeah. And the knife lost a lot of its popularity at that time. And we really think it's worth a second shot at the market. Yeah. And everyone that has it loves it. I think
it's a great knife, man.
So excellent. Neat.
Yeah, really good.
And Ray's style is just so he's just got this way to add so much flavor and style to a knife with just a few clean lines. Yep. And I love how people say that this is like one of his most wild designs. I'm like, you call that wild? But,
no, not very wild. A little bit different from what I'm used to seeing from him. Yeah. But like getting it in hand. And I just know it's one of his. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. Like, very nice knife.
He's got such a style to him. And then this with the new price range, and because it's going to be in G10, and because it's got the inset liners instead of the titanium, we're hoping to get an MSRP of around $100 on this guy. So that means this is going to be super accessible. And even if we can even do the S35 on there and keep it at 100, this is an amazing knife. Super competitive.
A knockout right there. If you could do that. If you could do that at 100 S35, dude.
Oh, I hope.
People will flock to that.
Because this is it's such a good knife. It's such a good user. It's such a joy to carry. And especially, with
fidget factor is there too, man.
Oh, it is, man.
Like a little bit of everything. I really liked it. The time that I had with it, I was like, holy crap, this is a really nice knife.
So good. So this one, expect this probably later in the year. We're working out the kinks on this one, trying to make this one just right. But in its final iteration, this is going to be super cool. I'm really excited for this, and especially because I finally get to see it. Yeah, finally.
Love it, man. That's awesome.
So much fun.
Out of all the ones that you showed me today, like which one is your favorite?
Dude, that is going to the arena. Dude, no, this is my favorite. Ooh. Easy. It's not that I don't love the rest of them. Because I was gonna say the same thing. Either that one or the Castador is because I like weird, funky knives, man. I like weird shit. That's knives that are gonna make me go like, oh man, that's weird, but it's executed well. That's my bread and butter right now. That's what man. That's a thing. That is a thing. And I got one here that I don't think you've seen this one. I know you just put up the review of this one, but that should look familiar. But
I just did the unboxing of that.
Yeah, but I have the prototype carbon fiber one.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
The Gabco collab, right? The Great White. Yeah.
Yep.
I put that on my TikTok and I put the Jaws theme behind it. Did 3,000 views.
It's such a wild knife, but I gotta say,
it's crazy.
Mr. Gavek's designs are something else, and this one is just wild. I actually prefer the full tie one myself, but I kind of got I can't say I got saddled with this guy, but this one was the one that was left over.
Pretty fly, man. That looks pretty cool.
If we get some more popularity on it, we might see about doing the carbon fiber scales, or I think he actually has a version that was a prototype that we did that was actually a full polished version with green micarta. That was really cool looking, but a little hard to maintain the cost of the full polish on that one and still have it be reasonably priced. Yeah,
it's like with knives like that, it's like it's one of those knives that is being weird for the sake of being weird, but at the same time, it's executed so wonderfully. You know what I mean? I didn't expect that. Judging from pictures that I got it in hand, the action was really good. It was slim. Ergonomically, like it was kind of like fitting anywhere in my hand. Like a lot of weird grips because of the just the blade geometry. And I was really surprised with that. I was kind of at a loss for words in the unboxing, honestly.
It's kind of a hard one. Like, it really is a hard one to talk about because, again, when I handled this one for the first time, and again, with any of Gavco's designs that I've handled, because I really like his stuff. He's actually one of the first people I started following when I got into this whole, like the whole knife game, because his designs were so incredibly striking.
Yeah.
They're so
crazy
just like
thing I heard about him was like, I had Ben Peterson on here. And he told me about like he used to beef with Gavco like all the time. That was like the big tidbit I got. I was like, I was like, I bet people watching right now are like, what? He's like, they used to beef all the time, and then they finally like online. Like I'm talking about like smashing keyboard beef on like Reddit forums maybe or something like that. Oh my god! And then they met up at Blade and like they hugged it out or something. I was like, yes, I got that information.
They're both such nice dudes. Yeah, I gotta say, like, Ben is such a great guy, and nice. Mike is also such a great. I will say, Mike is definitely opinionated on his designs because Mike's stuff is very distinctive. Yeah, like his designs are hyper distinctive, and you look at his stuff, and it's like, whoa, that's crazy. But at the same time, everything he makes does work. It's kind of crazy because you look at some of his stuff that has like the really big grinds, the big recurves, the big cutouts, the kind of like the angled shapes. Yeah. You look at it and say, how does that work? And everyone I know who likes Gavco stuff says, I like it because it fits the needs I have and it does all of them well, even if it's a little wild. Yeah, and it's wild for sure. Yeah, and it's got style, it's got flair, it's got flash, and I love it. I love his stuff. Yeah. The Great White was definitely something that we were just sitting there saying, all right, we got to do this right. We got to make it look good. We got to make it clean. We got to make it something that's exciting and it shouldn't look like we're just taking his like design and just doing a copy. It's like, no, it's got to have that flair to it. I think we got it.
I think you nailed it. You know, with the blade, right? It looks like, it reminds me of like, I forgot the dude's name, but he's huge on TikTok. He lives like a caveman, and like people tell him to like make stuff all the time, and they'll go like, "Hey, can you make a dagger?" And then he'll take like a rock, and he'll take another rock, and he'll like sharpen it, and it'll do like it looks kind of it looks kind of like that. That's the first thing I thought of is like
there's something here that so just to kind of like make a comparison, like hyper clean. Yep. Really kind of wild. But at the same time, there's something bizarrely organic about this knife that has all these really obtuse and all these angles. How does this knife look more organic than something with clean lines? And the answer to that is I have no freaking idea. It's just how Mike does his stuff.
Maybe biology is wild.
Yeah, nature crazy. Nature's crazy. But I will say the Great White's been cool. It was again kind of one of the weird releases at the end of last year, the Q4, and it's kind of starting to pick up right now as more people are kind of running into it. But I'm hoping to see a bit more of this coming out soon. I'm hoping to see some more Great White stuff pop up after your video goes up. And I'm just like, it's been a cool one.
Yeah, man. You know, I love having you on here every time. Tonight was definitely a special treat because I got to check out all this new stuff. you were one of the first reps from a company to reach out to me. You know what I mean? When I really didn't have a lot going on. I think things were just starting to get going, and you just liked my video, man. And like I said,
cool stuff.
The first time, like that first time you were on the pod, I was like, you basically gave me the push that I needed to keep going, because I was like, I spent so much time on that Artisan Cutlery, the Dylan Mallory one. Which one was it?
Archeo?
The Archeo, yeah.
Yeah.
I did spend so much time on that, bro. And like, I was still adjusting to my new schedule at the shop, and like, I didn't know what my identity was on YouTube. Now I kind of know a little bit more, and like, we've stayed in contact, and I've really apprecited that. You send me all these cool knives.
No problem.
Yeah, man, you're always welcome to be on here, and I'm sure the audience is this is a treat for them, because I never talk about knives, so like, this is a really big treat for them, and they're gonna love this. What's the first thing that they can expect? You know what I mean? Like, which thing is gonna release first, you think?
Well, so the Arian is available right now. We pretty much did our same shot show schedule. We dropped our we'll say our heavy hitter at the show. So what we did last year with the Centauri was available the first day of SHOT Show. Anyone that saw it, loved it, liked it, can go online and buy it. The Arian was available, I believe, last week or 2 weeks ago. And it is up on the website now, and they are available. We made our first batch of these guys, and they've been moving pretty quick. And you know what? If you like it, it's a really good one to have.
Are they available through the big retailers, BHQ, Knife Center?
Not quite yet. I'm sure they'll be picking them up soon. But again, since we release a little bit differently than a lot of other companies us,
is it just on the Artisan website? Basically?
Right now, yeah, it's going to be going to other retailers. They're picking up their orders. But the way we do this is, as soon as it rolls out the line, it goes on the website. That way, anyone who really wants to get in there, they really want to support us as a company, they want to get the knife first, they want to get stuff like in order, go on the Artisan website, buy it right there, goes right to you. Whereas, Blade HQ will get it, Knife Center will get it, Smoky Mountain's probably going to get it, all of our other retailers are going to get it. But if you want to be like the first in, get the knife first. Be that dude to like flash it on Instagram, get the clout.
Yeah.
Get that stuff first.
That's what everyone's chasing right now.
It's true. Like, you want the knife first, it's there, it's ready. So that's kind of our thing. It's like, we like to offer that option to have the knife available immediately. It's something that a lot of our other competitors don't do. It's been we've gotten mixed results, because we get people saying, "Oh, why are they so expensive on the website?" It's like, hey, that's our MSRP. That's full price. That's
exactly. Like, I think people don't get the distinction that it is cheaper. Outside, but you're getting it first. So
like, have someone go to Cabela's and tell me how much those cost. They're full MSRP. Like, you go to Cabela's, you pick up any knife from any company, it's full MSRP. So it's a little pricier. Now, we do have occasionally, we're actually trying to run a few more promotions, a few more sales. Actually, for some of the knives, we're offering our designers codes. So if you hit them up and you're like, hey, do you have a code for this knife?
Dude, you should give me a code. That's one thing I've been doing is companies like BRS, Revo Knives, these guys, they just like what I'm doing. So like, I'm trying this new thing now where I'll just drop, because like literally my audience like have become friends. They like love this channel so much. They listen to me podcast with my girlfriend on my Patreon every week. So it's like they literally want to give money to the channel. Oh yeah. And like, the best way to do that is like, if use the promo code EDCC at Artisan Cutlery, you get whatever percentage off. It helps the channel out. Like, people are dying to just help me out, because all I do is put it back in the channel for giveaways and like, get better equipment for the channel and stuff. So that's definitely something that I'm doing more in 2021, where I'll do like a funny ad in the middle of a podcast. Like, this video is brought to you by Artisan Cutlery. Russell's my boy. That's why I'm doing it. Like something stupid, like I'll script it out. But I'll give out the promo code and all that stuff. That's just cool. Just throwing that out. I'm sorry to put you on the spot.
No, it's all good. Because here's the thing: if you check out our website now, we have a whole new website. We redid the website over over December. We redid our entire website.
What is it? ArtisanCutlery.com or .net?
.net.
Okay, ArtisanCutlery.net.
It's cleaner. It's cleaner. There's stuff on there. It's a lot easier to navigate. It's not really, because the original website was never intended to be an e-commerce site. It was just intended to be a product showcase, and then we coded in the e-commerce section.
Nice.
And it was a little janky. It worked. Yeah. It worked for 2 years, and at this point, we're getting too many orders from too many people for it to be sustainable. So we changed it up. Got a new server, got some new stuff going on, cleaned up the website, and it's a lot nicer now. And we will be seeing about doing promotions in the future.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Ooh, on top of that, one more thing for the viewers here. So I know you saw me pop out this guy.
Yep.
And this guy looks a little bit different, huh?
Yeah, a little bit different. He's got, what is it, carbon fiber?
Carbon fiber on the Krag. This one's the black G10 with the red pivot and the red accent, and black PVD blades.
Nice.
These are exclusive to our Amazon website. Since we are doing Amazon now, it was kind of a bit of a shift when we made, so that way
I don't think I could get anything from there.
Oh no.
Yeah.
New York.
Yeah. It's Amazon's weird. I gotta hit up Jeff Bezos. I have his email. You know, I'm just what's up, bro? But dude, everybody check it out. You're gonna get these special edition Krag and Gobi. I mean, everyone loved the Gobi on my channel. They were like, holy crap.
It's a great knife. But we put these up because we really wanted to have something a little bit different. And Amazon was kind of a necessary evil of 2021, 2020.
Yeah.
But it is where a lot of our sales have been going. A lot of people are on there because they want to get these knives. And honestly, a lot of times the problem with things like the Feldspar, Blade HQ, Knife Center, Smoky Mountain sold out. So this is a way for us to kind of give back to our customers that buy through Amazon. Again, Amazon takes their cut, but this is pretty much buying directly from us. We ship to our warehouse and ship from there. So we wanted to offer a few pieces, but we also didn't want to undercut the people that we work with. We don't want to undercut our dealers and distributors. So we're offering a selection of interesting knives on there that are a little bit different. And that way our people we work with on the other side can get their special editions. They can get their models immediately. And then there's a kind of a different selection available through Amazon. This way everyone can be a little happy. Everyone can get the cool stuff. And this way we can offer things like this. Oh, did I mention this is an RPM 9? So this is a RPM 9 version of the Krag and the Gobi.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna have to fidget around to get that Gobi, man. That's a cool one.
Dude, talk to me. I got you.
Yeah. I really love it, man. Everything that you've shown, I've always had a fondness for artisan cutlery. I don't know if it's because like you and I are cool, but like every time I see a cool thing, it's definitely one of my favorites to look at right now. So do you have anything going on as far as like social media? Like where can everybody follow? It's CJRB, you've got Artisan.
Yep. That's pretty much it right now. We got those two going on right now. Our YouTube is I'm trying to throw some stuff up on our YouTube. It's been an uphill battle because I'm mostly trying to
if you want to do something like this and put it up on your YouTube, hit me up, hit up Big Red, hit up Zach. They'll do it.
I'm down.
And then it's gonna like generate stuff in your channel already. Like it's an easy way to make content. You do long form content. I think people are kind of like gravitating more towards that right now. So, you know, if you think about it, the knife community, a lot of the lives are like the new hot shit right now. Yeah. So I'm telling you, long form content is going to be the new thing. Like reviews will always be something, but the lasting power of podcasting and connecting with your audience is like, you cannot create that except for podcasting.
All right.
Like, I don't care. You could do 1,000 reviews. It's different when you're talking for an hour every week. And people are watching you. It's very different.
You have more community. And I think that's one thing. This is one of the reasons why I try to reach out to people like you in the Metal Complex and to people in the knife community. Because, hey, come on, dude. We all like to talk. We like dude, you have talked with me at length. I like to talk way too much.
How was that Big Red episode, by the way?
That was awesome.
Check it out.
That was great.
Big Red is another one, man. A powerhouse with
those guys are awesome. Big Red and Zach and Mom Matter.
Love
Peter
Zach.
Dude, I feel kind of bad because Peter from Therapeutic Edge always gets like the star treatment for Artisan because he lives 20 minutes away from me. Like, hey, dude, hey, you want to drive over here and pick up a box of knives outside? Cool. There you go. Check them out. Send them back later. Like, so him and Christine get cool stuff. They get cool things.
Women carry knives. Yeah.
Christine's great. Oh, she's awesome. She always has good things. She always has very distinctive things to say about knives from a different angle. And then Peter does too, because Peter has like giant meat hooks for hands. So if I ever need to see if a knife we have is just too small, I give it to Peter and be like, hey dude, can you hold it? It's too small. I'm like, all right, cool, good enough for me.
Yeah, I have to get them on here actually. I don't know if I'm trying to decide if I should get both of them on or individually, because they're married, right? From what I understand,
they're in the same place.
I definitely talked to them like a bunch of times.
They're great.
But yeah, man, thank you for doing this, bro. Please follow Artisan Cutlery on Instagram, CJRB on Instagram, Artisan Cutlery YouTube, right? It's Artisan Cutlery.
Yep.
follow that.
There's not a ton out there, but I'm trying to put more content out there. I am trying my best, but mostly I'm just going through everyone. I try to check every video I can with Artisan Cutlery or CGRB products. At least leave a like. Try to say a comment. I'm doing my best. It's an uphill battle, but I do what I can.
It's another job, bro. YouTubing is another job, man.
A whole job.
It's crazy. And also definitely check out artisancutlery.net. They've revamped their website. Check out a lot of new things. And the Amazon. Definitely look up Artisan Cutlery shop in Amazon. You can get a carbon fiber goby with RPM 9 and a carbon fiber crag too. So, but yeah, this is your boy in the NYC and Artisan Cutlery Russell saying peace.
Yo, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and don't forget to hit that bell icon so we can squad up in the comments.